Engineering, Jaipur. Okay, Sanjay ji. Dr. C. Srinivasa Murthy, Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department from United Institute of Technology, Tamil Nadu. Okay, welcome, Dr. Sarvana ji. And then Varsha Kulkarni from Department of CSE, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore. Okay, I was in Bangalore for 3 years. So I was working in Srishti School of Art and Design and MS Ramaya School of Advanced Studies as well. So it's a very nice place. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to introduce? I can see many uh, participants here. So anyway, fine, no problem. What I will do, I will start my presentation here. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. One minute. Huh? Okay, so hope you can see my screen. So so this lecture is there is an echo. Uh, is it okay now?
It's okay, sir.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So this presentation, I would be covering this aspect of design-inspired innovation. Okay. So, and I would be covering few aspects of innovation as well as the process of design-inspired innovation and one aspect that is called user-led innovation. So, let us start this session, okay, with
Sir, you are muted, sir. Supradip, Dr. Supradip, sir.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you see why to know innovation, okay. So if you see after 19th century, this word innovation, the use of this word innovation has increased exponentially, okay, and there must be some reason, right? So one reason I would like to show you, okay. One is this. Let us see this fact of global innovation index, okay. So in this you can see these countries: Switzerland, Sweden, Netherlands, USA, UK, Denmark, Singapore, Finland, Germany, Ireland. So all these countries. So on and off they are just changing their positions, but they are holding most of the cases year by year this within 10 top 10 positions, okay. So this is one fact. So let us see another fact. When uh, some researcher made a graph uh, corresponding to the global innovation index score versus GDP per person at purchasing power. You can see these countries: Switzerland, Sweden, Netherlands, those top 10 countries, they are also positioning on the top. So their GDPs are also high. So there must be some correlation between the global innovation index and the economic growth of the country. And that is why everyone is emphasizing on this word innovation. So what is innovation? Uh, Let us see some bookish definition. Okay, so I will not go through all those definitions, but let us see some definition from early 30s. So where Joseph Schumpeter is telling that innovation is something introducing a new product or modifications brought to an existing product, a new process of innovation in an industry, okay. The discovery of a new market. And then he also is he's also telling developing new sources of supply with raw materials and other changes in the organizations. So what are the keywords he is emphasizing on? So one is product modification, second is process innovation, third is a new market finding, and then he is also telling some sort of modification or innovation in terms of material application, and also some changes in the organization. So these are the key aspect he is emphasizing on, okay. So let us take another definition. Okay. So from the late 80s. So innovations are new ideas that consist of new product and services, new use of existing product, new market for existing product, or new marketing methods. So here also they are emphasizing on this. So words like new products and services, new ways of using those products, and also new markets and new marketing methods, right? And let us see some definition towards the end of, I mean, from the beginning of our 21st century. Well, the definition goes like this: creating a new occasion association, which is a combination of product, market, technology, and organization. So there also he is emphasizing on this aspect. One is product, second is market, third is the technology, and fourth is the organizational aspect, right? So there is a similarity from the beginning towards this contemporary definition also, where they are emphasizing on these aspects. Okay, when we are bringing some sort of modification in terms of product, market, technology. When it is technology, it is not only the electronic technology, it is the production technology as well, and also some sort of organizational aspect. Okay, there also we can see innovation. So if um, I can generate two main two key statement here from all those definition. One is the innovation process comprises the technological development of an invention combined with the market introduction of that invention to the end user. Okay, so one is there must be an invention combined with the market introduction. Suppose you have a new technology you developed, okay? So, but you are not introducing this to the market, then you cannot call this as innovation. So when an invention you are bringing it to the market, okay, and then you can call it innovation. So there is a difference between invention and innovation. Okay, second aspect is the innovation process is iterative in nature and thus automatically includes the first introduction of a new innovation and the reintroduction of an improved innovation. So basically they are talking about iterative process or the continuous modification of a particular invention. So innovation is a continuous process. Okay, the final definition I can tell you like this. It is important to elucidate that an invention does not become an innovation until it has processed through production and marketing task and is diffused to the marketplace. So innovation equal to theoretical conception, whatever concept you have in your mind, you you produce it, okay, with technical invention, plus you market this particular invention to the so that it goes to the common people. So commercial exploitation. So innovation equal to theoretical conception plus technical invention plus commercial exploitation. So three aspect has to be there. Thus you have a concept will not considered as a innovation. So it has to go to the people. Okay, so commercial exploitation is very much important. Huh. So the first, so here let us see the difference between invention versus innovation. So the first person to make a novel and prospectively useful product or process is inventor. Okay, and the first person or enterprise to exploit that invention is a commercially viable product or service is an innovator. So there is a difference between inventor and innovator. Inventor thinks about a new product and innovator helps to exploit it so that it goes to the market. So let us see some examples. One example is James Watt. Okay, so James Watt got this Newcomen's engine in which was developed in 1712. So he got this engine in 1781, and he realized that contemporary engine design wasted a great deal of energy by repeatedly cooling and reheating the cylinder. So he introduced his design. Okay, so by introducing a condenser, so he tried to avoid the waste of energy. Okay, so and so by this way he had this innovation with him, but he didn't know how to exploit the market and how to introduce it. So he approached Matthew Bolton. So Matthew Bolton was like angel investor जो बोलते हैं ना आज के डेट में. So Matthew Bolton was like an angel investor that time. So he helped James Watt to introduce this particular engine in the market. So that is how this product came to the real practice or use. What is the moral of the story? So the skill of both participants were required. One is the inventor's skill, another is innovator skill. Okay. So James Watt provided the technical knowledge and the motivation to create a technical improvement, and Matthew Bolton encouraged and funded Watt uh, through years of development and resolved a serious patent roadblock. Another aspect is another moral of the story is many successful products or services extend far beyond the vision of their creators, but they must all have at least one sustainable application to get them started. So you never know future of innovation, okay, but you should at least find one sustainable application. So at least you introduce it to the market. Maybe next time someone else will find out a new or modern application of this product and modify it continuously so that in society there will be more innovative product. Another story is Bill Bowerman. Okay, so he was the coach of University of Oregon track team. Okay, he used to coach Olympic champions. So Bowerman liked to make running shoes because he was not satisfied with the shoes available in the market. Okay, so so he founded this company called Blue Ribbon Sports. Okay, with Phil Knight, and they had Bowerman's designs for running shoes manufactured by Onitsuka in design, and they used to bring it to the US and they used to sell it. Okay. Uh, so when Frank Shooter, one athlete, uh, Frank Shooter was trained by Bill Bowerman. Okay. So Frank Shooter won the Olympic gold medal for the marathon in Munich 1972. Then people came to know about this particular product and there was a boom or the increased demand to buy this particular product. Okay. Moral of the story is dual aptitude required in a successful venture. Okay. The pattern of initial limited implementation followed by extensibility is seen again as Bowerman's interest. Where initially focused on the needs of high performance athlete, so the opportunity for mass marketing and expansion into adjacent business was successfully exploited by Nike. Okay. So the previous name of Nike was Blue Ribbon Sports. Okay. Another story is this about Sir Percy Scott. He was the admiral, okay, in British Navy. So at that time, a lot of issues were there related to pirates. So he introduced uh, a technology called continuous aim firing. Okay, so he combined guns, gear, telescopic sights together, and he developed this particular technology. So one fine day, William Sims, he was also admiral of U.S. Navy. So William Sims met Sir Percy Scott. So and he was impressed with the technology what was developed by Percy Scott. So William Sims approached his mm, boss at that time, and they found this is completely nonsense idea, and they fired actually William Sims. But William Sims had this conviction, and he was confident that this particular technology will work because he already saw this particular technology in use. Sir Percy Scott was using this. So he directly wrote a letter to President Roosevelt at that time. Uh, So Roosevelt understood his, about this innovation, and so Roosevelt appointed him as the inspector of target practice, and Scott's method was finally adopted by the U.S. Navy over a period of about 6 years. Okay. So moral of the story is there will be a resistance to change in any society. Whenever you bring some new innovation, there will be a resistance of change. But you try to convince a small group, and from there, if you can show the success within a small group, maybe then other people will adopt this particular innovation. Second is, if one wants to create an innovative organization of a few people or of thousands, it is worthwhile to consider the aptitude in staffing that would be required. Okay. So why innovation? One is innovation improves productivity. Innovation improves process and organizational efficiency. Innovation increases revenue. Innovation increases the market share, the faster speed to market for products and services. Innovation also enhances employee engagement and retention. And last but not the least, innovation increases customer loyalty by reducing the risk of disruption by competitors. So what is the nature of innovation? So nature of the, as I told earlier also, so it's a continuous process. Innovation is a continuous process. So suppose anyone brings a new technology. So and it is introduced to people, and when a new technology is introduced to a society, that brings some sort of changes in terms of social changes, economic changes, lot many things, because lot of revenue generation will be there, employment generation would be there, people's behavior would be changed. So lot many changes we can see, and thus you can see a lot of changes in terms of people's need, their requirement, and based on the new needs and requirement and new technology or the improved technology people come up with, and that again will be introduced to society in a new way. So it is a complete cycle. Okay. So technology changes the society, society changes the technology. So types of innovation. There are three main type of innovation. One is product innovation. Product innovations involves new products and new characteristics of products. And process innovation refers to new ways of doing something. Okay, so it may be how you produce a particular product. Okay, the product may be the same, but the way of producing uh, is new, better, more efficient, or more reliable. Third is the organizational innovation. So organizational innovation finds new ways of structuring and mapping uh, people. Okay. So process innovation may be one example I can give you. Like earlier, people used to do this drafting by hand. Okay. And then new technology came, and people are doing these days drafting with the help of CAD softwares. Okay. So another one example for organizational innovation I can give you, like those who have industry experience, they can tell better uh, what normally OEMs are doing. They give I mean, R&D team designs, and they give these designs or small components to the ancillary unit. They produce it, they give it to the OEMs back, and OEMs in the production line, in the assembly line, so they assemble it, and the quality teams comes, they inspect it. Okay, and some parallelly logistic teams, maintenance teams are also there. On and off, if there is an issue, they will come, and logistics team will also check about the logistic issues. Okay, so teams were working in isolation. Okay, till date. One new concept in organizational innovation is cross-functional team working together. Okay, so some people call it co-design also. Okay, so where while designing, the R&D team calls all the people from all those cross-functional team, and while designing only, they keep them on board and they seek their inputs while designing. Okay, so by this, all these problems, what people could not foresee earlier, so now with the help of co-design, people can foresee all those problems and they try to overcome all this during the design phase itself. By now, I think many of you know about different levels of innovations. So basically, there are three innovations. One is incremental innovation, where one organizations are contributing to fairly small improvements to products or to the way things are done. Okay, so you can see day by day new phones are coming with small modification, somebody increasing the camera pixels, somebody introducing some new features, small improvement. So these can be considered as incremental innovation. Next is breakout innovation. So in breakout innovation, uh, I can give this example of Nike Flyknit technology. Okay, so breakout innovation is completely new to the category of this of the product, and by this breakout innovation, companies try to leapfrog, go ahead of their competitors. Okay, in comparison to their competitors. Okay, so in this Flyknit technology is completely new, where Nike is claiming that they reduced the material of making a shoe, and also they claim that they reduced waste by 80%, and thus they claim that this product is sustainable. Okay, and also it is helpful to the environment as they are reducing the waste. So it is completely new way of making, and the way, and it is also highest performing shoes that Nike has ever made. So by introducing this kind of product, they are going ahead of their competitors like Adidas or Reebok or Fila. Okay, so this kind of innovations can be considered as breakout innovation. The third category is the breakthrough innovation, so which is completely new and to the industry, and it changes the game. Okay, so breakout innovation is new to the category of the product, but in breakthrough innovation, it is completely new to the industry. Okay, the way we used to do a particular task, organizations try to change completely the way of thinking or way of doing particular task. So by introducing a breakthrough innovation, one example is definitely this how we listen music. So in 1948, the tape recorder was something like this in the picture what I have shown here, and 1978 Sony Walkman introduced. Huh? And then in 2001, the way we listen music is completely different. Apple came up with iPod and iTunes. Okay, so all the musics are in cloud. So from there, people can store, okay, access all those things. So completely different. So breakthrough innovation, transforming the marketplace and or the economy as a whole. So another example is vacuum cleaner. So in 1901, vacuum cleaner was something like this. And in 1920, so new kind of vacuum cleaner came up. But in 2001, a completely new kind of vacuum cleaner came to the market. Okay. So something, I mean, this kind of innovations are considered as breakthrough innovations. So let us see some small one case study of evolution of mosquito repellent. Okay, so and with this, I'm sure everyone can relate with this innovation and so. In 1970s something we used to use this kind of coils, and right now also this kind of coils are available. And then 1980 Baygon came up with spray. Okay, and around 83 84 Godrej Goodnight came up with this new product. Okay, where some sort of tablets kind of objects will be there. You can insert inside the product, and okay, so this is one. And then around 90, this liquidator thing came up. Hmm? So sometime around 2005, this kind of ointments came to the market. Okay, so in 2008, a new product was introduced where ultrasonic sound was used to kill mosquitoes. Okay, so in 2010, some people thought that okay, what about? I mean, these days we used to think about the indoor. Definitely, ointment was there for outdoor, but some people was claiming that these ointments are not suitable for their skin. So, what about the alternative product? So in 2010, some people thought of this kind of bands. Okay, and some improved new product came to the market, which is also in terms of cost, it is also effective. Small pouches, packets. So they are claiming that yeah, one paper strip, if you burn, mosquitoes all will go away. And then yeah, incense stick kind of thing also came up. And then yeah, some sort of modification we can see day by day. People are introducing new mosquito repellents. Some people are introducing lights, introducing regulators, high intensity, low intensity, and people are introducing fans as well. Not many things. And then yeah, for outdoor application, some sort of gel and rolling liquid also came up with. Yeah. So here, uh, I would like to ask all the people if I would be happy if you reply to this question. Can someone from this example tell me which one can be considered under the incremental innovation, and which one can be considered as breakout innovation, and which one can be considered as breakthrough innovation. Anyone can try. Will anyone try this?
So the 1991,
Yeah.
where the liquid was used
Yes.
as a breakout.
Okay. Why? Could you please tell me?
So because till that particular time, I mean, after that, even if we see in 2014, 2017, 2016, all those, the same product is getting an incremental value. But
Okay.
before that, that particular thing of liquid becoming volatile and killing the mosquitoes was not available.
Yeah, it is definitely a breakout, because the process of utilizing a particular thing is completely different. You are correct. But here the explanation is something like this. So if you see from 1970, what they are burning a chemical, right? In 1983, when they are putting this capsule inside this product, they are also burning this chemical, right? So in 1990, when this liquidator came, they are also burning the chemical, but in a completely different way. Okay, so something like this. Yeah. So yeah, yes, you are correct. So this can be considered as a breakout innovation. Yeah. So I would now show you one interesting video. I don't know how many of you seen. So as of now, what we have seen, so in this particular category, previous examples, we have seen we are trying to kill the mosquito, but with this example, you can see the way they are thinking. They are trying to break the complete industry. Okay, just see this video.
Mosquitoes. Everybody wants to kill mosquitoes. Don't know, mosquitoes aren't just annoying, they are also deadly. Many female mosquitoes have dengue virus, and just like malaria, you can get dengue from a mosquito bite, and in severe cases, you could die. Between 50 and 500 million people get dengue every year, and 10 to 20,000 people die from mosquito bites. So if you want to eliminate dengue, you must kill all the dengue mosquitoes everywhere. But they are hard to find and therefore hard to kill. So, how do you stop mosquitoes? Well, a team of researchers in Singapore came up with an idea.
What if we stop mosquitoes from having babies?
And that's exactly what they did. Created a new type of mosquito that is so strong that it can go out there and find all the bad mosquitoes and stop them from having babies. So apparently this is like a mosquito nursing room. And there's like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of mosquitoes right here waiting to be released to the outside world. This is as crazy as it sounds. This new mosquito doesn't bite or hurt you at all. I'm going to check if these mosquitoes truly do not bite or hurt. If you put your hands inside of them, this good mosquito falls in love with a bad mosquito. The bad mosquito will no longer be able to have kids. No new babies, no new mosquitoes. Genius. So, Singapore created millions of these good mosquitoes and put them in a mosquito gun and blasted them. Neighborhoods, to rooftops, to gardens, everywhere. The good mosquitoes mated with the bad ones and they could no longer reproduce.
in no time, all mosquitoes, good and bad, will die naturally without having any kids.
Whoever said love kills was not wrong.
So this idea of completely is you know completely new, and it is trying to disrupt the market. Okay, so this kind of ideas are completely fall under this category of breakthrough innovation. So now let us understand diffusion of innovation. Okay. Uh, okay. So this is a theoretical concept basically, but it is good to understand. Okay. So innovators are innovating new products, and they are very enthusiast in nature, and when something they are innovating, so early adopters adopt it. Whatever that you might have seen some people who every time changes their mobile phones or any other technical gadgets. Okay, so technological intervention, whatever is introduced in the market, they will be the first person to own this kind of product. So they are early adopters, so they are visionaries. They can foresee the future. Okay, but and the next groups are early majority, late majority, and laggards. Okay, so from this part, yeah, I mean, from early market to the mainstream market, when the product is introduced, in between them there is a chasm. Chasm is kind of a dig, yeah. So it's a big hole, yeah. So it may fail also. So it depends, the success of any innovation depends how early majority accepts a particular product. Okay, because they are the first who will be owning this product in the mainstream market. Okay, so that is why it is very important to understand how early majority adopts a particular innovation. So this is the innovation decision process of early majority. Okay, it's a 5-step process. First step is the knowledge process. Okay, so in the first step, they try to gather knowledge about a particular product. So what kind of knowledge? One is the how to knowledge. How to knowledge is how to use a particular innovation, how this product would change their social status or day-to-day problems. Okay, so they would try to gather this kind of information. Another knowledge they would try to gather is the principal knowledge, how this particular innovation works. Okay, so so here the characteristics of the decision making units are: one is the socio-economic characteristics, how this particular decision will change their socio-economic status. Personality variable, what kind of changes will be there in my personality. Third is the communication behavior, how would I communicate with this innovation. So all this information they gather, and then they persuade. Okay, the next step is the persuasion. So in the persuasion phases, there are 5 criteria. Okay, so one is relative advantage, second is compatibility, third is the complexity, fourth is the trialability, fifth is the observability. Okay. So I will be discussing about all these 5 aspects next. Okay, so once they persuade, then they decide whether to adopt or reject. Okay, suppose they have a positive decision and they are adopting a particular innovation. Okay, so after a while they may find this product or innovation is very interesting. Okay. So in the implementation phase, they adopt or reject, right? Two aspects. Okay. And over the period of few days or month, after continuous use, they make their mind. Okay. This is the confirmation phase, right? So one decision is, I will continue with this innovation because this innovation is very nice. Okay. And they may change their mind also, this innovation is not good, and they will discontinue to use this particular innovation. It may happen in the rejection case also. Suppose somebody has decided to reject a particular innovation, and then they would continue to reject this innovation. Okay. This is one case. Another case is, after a while, they may hear from some people that, yeah, this product is very nice. Then they would rethink about their decision. Where was I wrong? Why did I reject it? Can I adopt it now? Okay, so lately, if they find some good feedback from others, they rethink, and they may accept it again in future also. So this is the process, innovation decision process. Okay. So in the persuasion phase, I discussed about this term, right? Relative advantage. Okay. So relative advantage is the degree to which an innovation is perceived as being better than the idea it supersedes. Okay. So we always compare with the other product or category, right? So if I give you option to buy some space, cloud space, okay, whether you would buy from Dropbox or Google Drive or OneDrive, how do you decide? Okay, one may decide like this, that I am using Android phone, and the gallery photos will be directly synced with the Google Drive, and all the photos will be directly saved. Okay, so why shouldn't I buy Google Drive? Why should I buy Dropbox? Okay. So if I buy OneDrive, I have to copy and I have to save in OneDrive again. I have to take in the PC and all these things, you know. So if I buy Google Drive,
Hello, sir.
Hello. I'm sorry, I cannot hear. Is it my own problem or maybe?
No, madam. It is from
Not,
this
not
speaker. It
audible,
is.
madam.
Thank you, thank you.
So there was some network issue, sorry. So I'll be resharing, okay? Hope you can see my screen.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was discussing about the relative advantage. Yeah. So there are five aspects they considered while pursuing. Okay. So one aspect is the relative advantage. So relative advantage is the degree to which and innovation is perceived as being better than the idea is seems. Okay. So one example is if I'm asked to choose to buy cloud space. So which one I would prefer, whether Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive. Okay. So one may tell me that if I buy Google Drive, then all my Google Photos, since I am using Android phone, all my Google Photos will be directly saved to Google Drive. So I don't have to do extra job. But if I use Dropbox or OneDrive, I have to take all those photos to PCs or connect this to my cloud space and then shift it to the Dropbox or OneDrive. So extra job I have to do, right? So one is comparing one particular product or service or innovation with the existing or other. Okay. So they are basically they are checking the better service. So consolidation of multiple functions into one tool. So is there any aspect of empowerment of users? Like if you see IKEA products, they are giving DIY furnitures where people can assemble their own, right? So this kind of aspect is called empowerment of users. And then they also checked improved interface. Okay, so then increased customizability, so increased longevity, increased productivity, then reduced user effort, reduced environmental impact, saving of money, saving of space or storage, saving of time. All these aspects they check in this relative advantage aspect. Next is the compatibility. So compatibility is the degree to which an innovation is perceived as consistent with the existing values, past experiences, and needs of potential adopters. Okay, so innovators should check all those aspects, like whether it is fitting into the user's life or not, or when they are shifting from one technology to another technology, what kind of problem they may face, what kind of in between products or services they should provide. So all these things. So you may remember when people were shifting from 2G to 3G, 3G to 4G, right? So this issue was there when Jio introduced their 4G network, right? So they introduced this kind of product. Okay. So everyone was not having 4G compatible phones and all these things. So they introduced these intermediate objects. So another example is Tata introduced their car with the name of Zyka. Okay, but which is also I mean some people pronounced this as Zika. So when Zika virus was introduced, so the spelling of Zika was ZICA. Okay, so people they they had this conviction that this may not fit into users' life, because the name of a car, which is also similar to the name of a virus, people may not accept this. Okay, so they changed the name. Yeah, so Zika model was reintroduced with this name Tiago. Then complexity. So complexity is the degree to which an innovation is perceived as relatively difficult to understand and use. Okay, so user or people always check these aspects: easy to learn, easy to complete a particular task, whether there is error tolerant or not. So these aspects. Then the trialability. So trialability is the degree to which an innovation may be experimented with on a limited basis. New ideas that can be tried on the installment plan will generally be adopted more rapidly than innovation that are not visible, and innovation that is trialable is less uncertain for the adopter. So this aspect allow user to test before they buy. Okay, so sometimes organization give user a free version for a period of time. Okay, so as a service based example, one example I have shown here for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn sometimes gives this premium feature for free for sometimes. Yeah, so if you some people who are in metro cities, they may have experienced these things. Sometimes people going in malls, companies who are introducing new things, so they are asking them to try it. Sometimes Maggi or other food companies, if they are coming up with something new, so they put up a stall, they make things there itself, and they ask people to try their new product. So something like this. Observability. Observability is the degree to which the result of an innovations are visible to others. Okay. So by this, I can compare with other people. Okay, what other people are adopting. If they are adopting a similar kind of a technology, for example, solar, technology somebody is adopting, so I can compare how for with the size, that how much is the watt and how much is the price. So by looking at the size of the product, I can ask my neighbor, what is the price of your product, what is the price of my product, so I can compare. So like this way, so parallel comparison will be there, right? So this is how people compare, and they decide whether to adopt a particular innovation or not. So now I'll come to this aspect of innovation by design process. Okay, so there the innovation by design process starts with the finding of need and want. Okay, so design team or the research team, they try to figure out, they be with the user, they try to figure out the need and want of the user, and then they analyze the situation, in what context they are facing this kind of problem, how to solve this problem, and they select the designer team or research team, they select the idea, perfect ideation tools, and they generate the ideas. And then they refine those ideas, and they make prototypes, they designed it, and they brand it, and then they make it, and they launch this particular product. So this is the overall cycle of the innovation by design process. The first step is the need and want identification. Second is the context study, contextual inquiry. So different tools are used to understand this aspect. So I will be discussing some methods and tools in the second lecture on Wednesday. So then they analyze and generate insights. Okay, based on they formulate different questions, like with posing questions with these keywords: what, who, when, where, how, and they generate the design brief, and then they generate the concept, right? Then the prototype. Next step is the reach to customer, right? So some case studies here I would like to show you. One is design intervention of for livelihood and hygiene for street food vending of pani puri. Okay, so a lot of social issues we figured out, a lot of complex issues, I must say, related to street food vending. Sometimes police people comes and they don't allow them to sell in a particular zone. One issue. Second issue is the hygiene issues. Third issue is how they are scrapping the waste. Okay, so lot of issues related to the street food vending we figured out. And then among all those, so here some of the we also, okay, here I must say issues related to the user behavior. uh, we observed how do they sell. Sometimes they are not serving with proper gloves. There is no hygiene. Sometimes they are keeping all those foods open. Okay, and most of the cases they do not have value proposition. They are only selling a traditional kind of pani puri, putting stuffed potato and all these things, spicy stuffed potato, and sour water and all these things. Okay, some political issues, as I mentioned. uh, uh, Security people, police, they come and they don't allow uh, vendors sometime to sell their product in a particular zone or space. Okay, space related one issue is figured out. There are different kind of pani puri vendor. One is with the stand cart, another is the two-wheel cart, four-wheel cart, lot many. Huh? So people with stand card, they have a different community. Okay, if we observe that two-wheel cart people are not allowed to sell their product where stand card people are selling. Then vending related lot of issues we figured out. How do they carry their product from home to the point of sale, and how do they serve. And how do they scrap all those paper bowl and all these things. So lot many issues we observed. And then um, we finally decided to cater to field. One is serving and vending. Okay. Yeah, as I was discussing about the vending related, so there are four different kind of carts, as you can see in the picture. Yeah. So how do they carry? So specifically, we targeted the stand cart. So how do they carry different positions? So we heard about their stories, their pain points, their physiological issues. Okay, all those things we heard, and we made a design brief. Okay, what should be the cost, minimum cost? Okay, so some constraints, whether it should be less weight, easy to lift and carry, material and manufacturing process should be efficient, then some possible concept generation we did, and we made some prototype, and we also checked what could be the possible options, how would they hold it, how would they pick it up and carry, so all these things. Yeah, so here you may see um, yeah, so in this you can see there is no contact with the head. Okay, so whatever load would be there, there would be no contact. Okay, so this is the prototype what we made. um, yeah, so this is the final concept. Yeah. So serving related some things we figured out. We also checked how they serve right now. They use newspaper or magazine paper, yeah, and they make a conical shape bowl. And we compared the other existing kind of bowls in market made up of paper with aluminum foil, polystyrene foam, leaf, PVC, clay, yeah, and also wafer. Yeah. And we did a comparative study. What would be the impact of this product? Finally, that also we compared what is the cost, what is the impact on our health, that also compared. So yeah, so finally the concept we came up with the edible bowl. Okay, so with this idea had been taken by many vendor, we published a paper also, and lot many people asked for this paper, and I shared it, and many people in Maharashtra, they are serving this pani puri and chaat with this edible bowls. However, they are innovating in their way. They are making their bowls in a different way, but they are using this concept of edible bowl. When we came up of this particular concept of edible bowl, we also proposed this idea that there would be two different part, where in between the dough would be kept, and so this is how it would look like. uh, so two part would be there in between. If you keep the dough and if you put the entire assembly on hot water, so the edible bowl would be fried, and that can be produced in a mass way. Yeah. Yeah, another case example is design intervention for livelihood and hygiene for street vending and steam food making. Okay. So in Assam, we figured out something called steam bhoka pitha. We call it bhoka pitha, or I mean, basically it's a steam cake. Okay, so they use rice powder, grated coconut, and jaggery. So in similar way, we also figured out that something is there in down south. Okay, so there also people make this kind of steam cake. So we engaged our students who are from down south. So they came up with this kind of ideas where so basically the problem was mass production. So people are in queue. So so yeah, you can see, so people use kettle or some sort of vessel to make this kind of product. So it's very difficult for them when a good amount of people are coming together, and it's difficult for them to cater. Okay, so mass manufacturing is an issue. Yeah. So we engaged different students from down south, and they came up with these ideas. But um, yeah, so different kind of concepts, something like this also came up with. Then yeah, so some prototypes and testing whether it will work or not. So some renderings are there, and we also made prototype and then checked whether it will work or not. Yeah. And made something with jugaad, yeah, or with the existing materials, then tried. Finally, this is the final concept, and for this we applied a patent. Uh, with this particular product, people can not only make steamed cake, but also make other kind of steamed food like momos. You can keep some vegetable inside this pots also, and then close the lid. You can enjoy steamed vegetable also, momos as well, and obviously boca pita and other kind of, maybe puttu also. Yeah. So how to make? So the product innovation is not good enough. Okay. So we also thought of the process innovation. So we made the pattern, and then uh, you know uh, so we made with brass finally, and we are in the process of making glass also, borosilicate glass. So because of the COVID, the process is not completed, but we already made with brass. Some cases from the industry I would like to bring here, from Gillette. Yeah, how do they do actually? So when they came to India, they found there are different kind of styles of beard, and a lot of different kind of shapes of the faces, because India has a diverse, culture, and different types of peoples. Okay, so and earlier the saloon experience used to given by only the barber, and the product for the grooming, in the grooming kit what we had a lot of issues like no safety, frequent cuts we used to see, complexity in the existing razor, time consuming, electric razors were not affordable, so razor burn is an issue. So bumps also, aftershave, also a lot of issues we used to see. So Gillette tried to address this problem, and they started to solve this. Okay, the first thing what they did, so they engaged their people, the designer team with the people. So they went to the field. So their process was like this: observing, listening to the people, living with the people, the finding out the distinct personality, diverse preferences, and understanding of the user behavior. So similar technique also they did inside the lab as well. So they scanned the different face styles, the profiles. They set up some sort of lab where when they are shaving, uh, mm, a team of people can see from the other side, but the people who are shaving, they cannot see from the other side of the mirror. So it's a one-way mirror kind of thing. So people from the other side were observing how do they do this particular task. Yeah, then concept generation. Yeah. Many of you are aware of this, the CAD modeling, and then finite element analysis, and then prototyping, batch production, part production, and then assembly and testing in a lab. So proper testing unit they set up. They also checked this process with putting different kind of sensors in different parts of the body, how this particular product moves. Yeah. So, and then finally they came up with this new product, Gillette Fusion. Yeah. So, yeah. So they also check the how product would be displayed in different stores. So not only designing a particular product, they are finishing it with proper packages, and then they are showing it how it would be showcased in the point of purchase. Yeah. And finally, this is the new edition where they are giving this option of customization. Okay. So I talked about this aspect, right? Whether empowering the user. So this aspect. So some sort of stickers you can put there, best dad, suppose a child would like to give a gift this particular thing to his dad. Yeah. So some specific sticker, or they can choose their own background or image, and then they can put it. Yeah. So some of you also might have experienced similar kind of thing. Some bank also offered this kind of services where customized debit or credit card you can have. So you give your family photo or whatever photo you would like to give, you give it, and bank would print the credit or debit card with this image. So these are something called customization or personalization of the product. Yeah. A lot many other aspects are there. Since time is an issue, maybe I will cover something sometime later. So yeah, so here I would like to end this presentation. So Shantanu, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Am
Yes.
I audible, sir?
Yes. Yes.
So yes, thank you, sir. Learned a lot about innovation, the mentality to solve the problems, how to make a different approach to a solution. All you taught us. Thank you very much. Now, at the end, I would like to ask, sir, that you may proceed to tell us something more, or I start the query section, sir.
Yeah, we can go ahead for if there is any kind of query.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So participants, you may unmute yourself or chat. It would be preferably you unmute yourself to ask directly question to sir. It would be more interactive. So please. Any participants?
Sir, if you don't mind, could you please explain in short relative advantage again?
So relative advantage is basically where you are comparing particular innovation with other innovation. If there is any parallel innovation is available, for example, suppose you are buying, I'm giving one example related to service. Okay. So when you are availing or buying something from online store, it is a kind of a service, right? It is a tangible product. So suppose you would like to buy one product from Amazon, right? So what do? You look for one product in Amazon. You also look similar product in Flipkart, right? And then you compare the price. This is one, right? So price is not only the one aspect, right? So one would see how many days Amazon is taking to deliver this product in my place. Flipkart, how many days they are taking to deliver this particular product in my place. Moreover, what return policy, and how is the customer care center in Amazon and Flipkart. So this way we compare, right? So these are called relative advantage. So if I find one particular application or innovation is better than the other, then obviously I would go for the better one, right? So something like this.
Thank you, sir.
Any other query?
Any participants? Any query or I proceed? Sir, I guess no questions there. So at the end, again, sir, thank you very much, sir, about this informative session. Now, all the participants, sir, have two more sessions lined up on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday and Friday. With this, we conclude the session for the day one. I request all the participants to join us again tomorrow at sharp 9:45 a.m. First session of day 2 will be delivered by Dr. B.K. Chakravarti from the School of Designing, IIT Bombay for tomorrow. Okay? And thank you, sir. Great, sir.
Thank you, Shantanu. See you again.
See you. Yes, sir.